Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me for today's explainer. We're about to go on a seriously fascinating journey into the botanical hierarchy of plants. If you've ever looked outside and wondered how all those different green things are actually related, you are definitely in the right place. So let's dive right into this. So, how do we group all the plants in the world? Think about it for a second. There is a massive, sometimes completely confusing variety of plants out there. From giant, towering trees to tiny little blades of grass, how could we possibly organize them all based on their characteristics? Well, scientists use a system, and it's actually incredibly logical. This is our very first step, where we literally divide every single plant on the planet into two massive camps based on their characteristics. And it's really that straightforward. We have flowering plants, which produce flowers, and non-flowering plants, which, you guessed it, do not produce flowers. Flowering plants are exactly what they sound like, plants that produce flowers, and they usually develop seeds too. You probably recognize a ton of these already. Think of a beautiful rose, a bright sunflower, a sweet mango tree, or even crops like wheat, maize, and bean plants. All of these belong to this one massive group. But here is a really fun fact. Flowers aren't just beautiful. They help plants reproduce. That's right. Those vibrant colors and sweet smells are just nature's way of making sure the plant can create seeds and grow entirely new generations. Now, let's switch gears and meet the other major camp of the plant kingdom. These are the ones that don't rely on flowers at all. Non-flowering plants do not produce flowers. Instead, many of them reproduce by using spores or other really cool methods. Great examples of this group include ferns, those fuzzy green mosses you see on rocks, and algae growing in the water. So just remember, no flowers? No problem. These plants have their own interesting ways to reproduce. They're just as fascinating and biologically successful as their flowering friends, totally bypassing the need for flashy petals. Section 4. Dividing the flowering plants, monocots and dicots. We're going to head right back to the flowering plants branch now, so we can divide it into two smaller, much more specific groups. But wait, before we split them up, we need to learn a very important vocabulary word: cotyledon. A cotyledon is a seed leaf inside a plant embryo that helps provide nutrients. Think of it like a tiny pre-packaged lunchbox for the baby plant. Understanding this word is the absolute secret to understanding the prefixes mono and di that we're about to use. Section 5. Monocots, one seed leaf. This is our first subgroup of flowering plants. So what exactly makes a monocot? Well, mono means one, so monocots are flowering plants whose seeds usually have just one cotyledon, or one seed leaf. Another amazing trick to spot them is by looking at their leaves. Their leaves commonly have parallel veins running straight up and down. Familiar examples include a maize seed, a blade of grass, wheat, rice, and beautiful lilies. Section 6. Dicots, two seed leaves. And this brings us to our final classification group. Since di means two, dicots are flowering plants whose seeds usually have two cotyledons, or two seed leaves. And if you look closely at a dicot leaf, you won't see parallel lines. Nope. Instead, you'll see branching or net-like leaf veins spreading all over the place. So the next time you see a bean seed, a pea, a rose leaf, a sunflower, or a mango leaf, you'll know for a fact you're looking at a dicot. To lock it all in, let's compare these features side by side. Flowering plants can be divided perfectly into these two groups based on their seed leaves and their veins. Remember, flowering plants can be divided into monocots and dicots. One seed leaf, monocot. Two seed leaves, dicot. So here is my big question for you to take away today. The next time you're walking through a park or eating a fresh salad, will you be able to tell if you're looking at a monocot or a dicot just by checking the leaves? I bet you will. Keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.